So if the Joker was real and his evil plan would be to create crime in California, there is really not much he could do about it. Like, he would probably be disappointed that the lawmakers already have that covered. I don't even know why they're called lawmakers anymore. They should be called criminal makers based on their policy to do almost everything possible short of just decriminalizing petty theft and shoplifting. So basically, in their infinite wisdom, like this is what the people who want to keep you safe during the pandemic have decided, that any type of shoplifting which is less than $1,000 shouldn't be stopped by the cops. Now, obviously, what creates is like, we know that cops aren't Superman with the ability of having X-ray vision to see how much a person has stolen, so usually cops are erring on the side of caution and probably not stopping anyone, short if they're carrying like a massive big screen TV that's worth $2,000. But now you do have like shop owners which decided, it's like, okay, well, if we can't use the cops in order to defend ourselves, we're just going to hire private security. And yet again, the lawmaker or the criminal maker from California decides that, well, actually, if your security guard tries to stop someone, they may be fined all the way up to $16,000. So, as you can see, the store owners are protesting, rightfully so, because what they're trying to do is to put the community out of business. They're trying to recreate the plot of RoboCop 3. I think like this is a marketing tactic, so more people get to watch that horrible movie. But if you haven't seen it, basically what's going on is that the establishment, like the rich, are trying to incentivize crime in order for the property value to go down in that neighborhood so that they can buy it for cheap later on. And this is pretty much what's happening in California now. Like, the crime is rampant, and the property value is probably going to go down. It will be very interesting to see who buys it. I genuinely do not understand why they are doing this. Like, I from Romania find it so bewildering, so bizarre that this is happening in the United States. I have very low expectations when it comes to left-leaning governments to crack down on crime, but every day I seem to be surprised. The very progressive and forward-thinking place of California and other places like Portland managed to bewilder me yet again and again. When you think like you have reached the line, they will show, no, actually we can go further. So apparently there's not much you can do against crime, and as you can see, it's rampant, it's everywhere. Like, on social media, you get these videos all the time. And it's not just on social media. CNN itself decided to make a small segment where they wanted to talk about shoplifting, and while they were there, 3 people came in to shoplift. Like, what are the chances? What are the odds? I guess CNN should play the lottery, because they used to have another interview before where they said that this isn't an actual issue. And of course, many twats on Twitter are trying to play language games, and they will correct you if you use the word looting. Because they will say, well, actually, looting and shoplifting are 2 different things. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, in a normal society. Like, see, the language we have created is for normal societies, not places that are being run by the left for the last decade. In normal society, yes, like, shoplifting is a crime, but it's not as serious as looting. It's basically when someone goes into a store, takes a couple of items and leaves. It is a crime. You are causing damage to the store owner, and you're causing damage to the moral fabric, but it's not going to bankrupt the store. Looting, however, is when people go and take stuff en masse and they cause property damage and destruction, and you may actually put the store out of a business. And the damage to the moral fabric of society, I know, again, like a thing that left-leaning people don't really understand, it's colossal. So, this is in a normal society, but, well, in California, if during a CNN interview you have 3 different people committing shoplifting, one can only imagine just how many happen during a day. So, from the perspective of the shopkeeper, he doesn't care how you call it, shoplifting or looting, it's putting him out of a business. I want to point out that in Romania, like, shoplifting is incredibly rare. I mean, I'm pretty sure it must happen, but, like, I never seen it. And you probably would, right? Like, as the person gets to be stopped at the counter, they have to call mall security. I never seen that, ever. Not once. No, I'm not kidding. Like, it's just like, it's so fucking rare. So you don't have to live like this, is my point. Right? Like you do not have to get a society where people have to live like that. Like, it's optional. It's not mandatory. I don't think your parents lived like that, did they? So something must have happened. It's usually when this happens, when people do not follow the law, you look at the lawmaker. But anyway, right, so the reason I made this video is that I noticed a very interesting device, right? Like, you can know how bad it is when companies are starting to market due to the phenomenon. Like, there is a company that thinks it's going to make money based on this, and it's a device which creates fog, right? So, like, the idea is that you start this, it's like got like zero visibility, so the thief has to walk out, right? Like, they have no more choice. But like, my question is, like, what do you do in an area like this? Right? Like what do you do here? Like, that device, can you imagine just how big it needs to be? And can you imagine just how inconveniencing it has to be for the other shopkeepers that are law-abiding? Like, they're just buying stuff and all of a sudden they get sprayed by that shit. Again, like, we're talking about 3 of these per day, right? 3 shopliftings per day while CNN was there. And as you can see, like, there are other places where they do take similar measures, like they lock everything up. Again, I'm a Romanian, I do not understand what this is. Like, it's a convenience store, right? The convenience is for the customer, like, you just go there, you pick the stuff. Here, you have to actually call a guy to come up in order to open this and give you the item. Like, the only time I see this is if the items are incredibly valuable, like we are talking about jewelry, maybe the latest brand of iPhones. Then they're locked behind the display glass, and you have to call a guy to give. Here, everything is locked behind the display glass, and as you can see, people are still, coming up, and they're trying to destroy the display glasses. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, because if there's no repercussion, then the criminal will just try to bypass the system until you have laws, and not only you have laws, but you make example out of the people that commit crimes, and you take it seriously. You're still going to have this, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. I do not think that there are many societies around the world, except for maybe failed states, that do not enforce laws against stealing. And this is actually one of the ways that the people there wanted to live. I mean, it's the whole thing. It's like, defund the police, they try now to backpedal and say, well, we actually didn't want to do that. We wanted to restructure. No, fuck no. Like, the chant was in the fucking streets. Alright, and you don't see the left trying to contradict them or anything. Like, the only people that do not want any policing at all, right? I understand the argument, okay, well, some cops are corrupt and, we need to reform those. No, like, no policing whatsoever. Like, only a criminal would ask that, or a person that sympathizes with crime. The problem is that at one point there wouldn't be any more stores to rob from, because as they're going out of business, new people do not want to open stores there. We did talk about the twats on Twitter, which are basically saying, well, it's a different thing, right, between shoplifting and looting. And the answer is like, all right, motherfucker, just go and open a business in California, then. Go and open a business there. I'm pretty sure, like, the prices are quite okay. The insurance might be very expensive, but other than that, the property is probably at an all-time low. Like, there's a lot of people that are moving out, so go and open a business there if you think it's fine. Oh, you don't think it's fine? Oh, that's very interesting. So, as the shops close, they go out of a business, people are going to not be able to find work. They're not going to be able to find employment. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Nike, which is packing up and is moving away. I think it's from Portland. And that's what you're getting. Like, you're going to get the Detroitification. A lot of people forget that Detroit used to be a very profitable state. But open a business there now. Right. It is what it is. Regarding this device, again, I think it's laughable. Like, this doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. It inconveniences the other customers. What do you do if you have like 20 or 30 thefts per day? Like, do you recharge it? Can it be recharged? Do you have to live with that fog non-stop? And of course, what if like the thief just breaks it? Or puts a bag on top of it? or uses a fan or something, you know, a leaf blower, I guess. Like, what do you do then? Still, the fact that companies are marketing just shows how deep the problem is. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.